Boots hit the dirt, no rest for the real. Steel spine straight, I'm a soldier, no chill. Snakes in the grass, they creep and conceal. 20/30 vision, better sharpen your steel. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Echoes in the swamp, whispers in the wind. Legacy to build, can't let the devil win. Cash rules the weak, but my soul don't bend. 20/30 knocking, better cleanse that sin. They want us to sleep, but the light stays on. Fake smiles, fake friends, all of them gone. Cages of comfort, we breaking out strong. Roots in the south, but the fight's lifelong. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Prepare for the storm, skies turning gray. The wolves in the suit got dues to pay. From the ashes we climb, no time to delay. The real ones prepare for the judgment day. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. This is your brother Wise. I appreciate you guys pulling up today. I hope you guys had a great weekend and are off to a great start on this fine Monday morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys, man. Praise the Lord, man. I'm glad to be here with you guys, and we have a really good show today. But before we get into the show, last night was a long night. Long night. I was up. I don't even know why. Got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. And then, just kind of tossing and turning. And then eventually I went back to sleep. And then all of a sudden it was like, yo, it's time to get up. Oh my goodness. So bear with me today. I'm a little tired, but we're going to make it happen and we're going to make it do what it do. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, and I'm wearing my Ravens hat today because we got the brakes beat off of us, but it's not time to toss the hat. It's not time to toss the team away. It's not time. And I wanted to wear the hat in solidarity, with all my Ravens fans out there, with all my folks, out here in Baltimore who are probably mourning this morning because we got the brakes beat off of us yesterday by the Texans. I didn't go to the game, and I'm glad I didn't go to the game because I probably would have left at halftime. But yeah, it was bad. And it was bad. And watching it on TV, seeing Lamar Jackson on the sideline, and I wasn't real happy with the play calling on either side of the ball. I mean, it was just bad. It was just a shellacking. Like, I don't think I've ever seen the Ravens get beat that bad. I don't think I've ever seen it. I just don't think I've ever seen it, man. It's crazy. But hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Life goes on. But yeah, it was sad. It was sad yesterday. Goodness gracious. My buddies, we on this little text string, and I'm getting text messages of folks who just upset. And I get it, but hey, what are you gonna do? Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. The other thing that I want to talk about this morning as well is that on Friday, and I thought it was going to happen before the live stream ended, and it didn't. But we hit 500,000 subscribers on Friday, and wow. I didn't want to bring it up on Friday's stream. You know, I didn't really want to discuss it. I didn't want to bring it up, you know, because I wanted to, you know, just let it happen. And it's surreal, to be honest with you, man. 500,000 subscribers here on YouTube, man, is it's phenomenal, man. It really is. And I'm humbled, and I appreciate you guys, you know, that are subscribed to the channel. If you are not subscribed to the channel and you're watching today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know, and I appreciate all of you guys supporting what we're doing over here. All of my ARP family members, thank you guys very much. And, you know, I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. I really do. We've been at this. I was talking to my wife on Friday when it happened. She was like, how long has it been? I was like, we've been at this for 22 months. It will be, maybe 21 months? 21 months, you know, on this platform, doing this, you know, conversing with you guys, you know, on a day-to-day basis. 21 months. The anniversary on this, you know, of doing this is December 29th. And maybe we'll do, on the 29th, maybe we'll do like a really nice kind of celebratory live stream just to discuss and just have a good time about, you know, 2 years, you know, on this platform doing this, man. And, you know, it's phenomenal, man. It really is. It is phenomenal. It really is. I remember when I told my wife, November, December timeframe, you know, of 23, that, hey, I want to try this YouTube thing. I have something to say. I think I can do it. And at the time, I didn't have a job because I had been laid off, you know, from my previous position. And, you know, I was like, you know, I'm telling my wife, I was like, I want to give this a shot. I want to try this. I want to give it a shot. I think I can do it. And, you know, you guys know I've been the primary breadwinner, you know, for our family, actually the entire time. I still am. And she's looking like, how are you going to take care of us? I was like, I'm not sure yet. But, you know, I got a little nest egg. You know, I'm pretty frugal and, you know, financially responsible. And, you know, I was like, I got a runway to see, you know, to do this and see if it works. You know, and so shout out to my wife, you know, for one, saying, you know what, believing in me. She definitely said I had to take it to the Lord, and she prayed about it. And you know, she did what she does best, is continue to keep me lifted up in prayer. So I'm appreciative of her, and you know, believing that, hey, this could be done. And I remember she comes back to me, you know, and tells me that, hey, I asked God to, if you're going to do this, bless him in a way that is so supernatural that he has no other choice but to give it all to you and give all honor and praise to you. Because, hey, I don't know what this is supposed to look like. And it's been working, and it's working out, and we're continuing to grow. And we're adding voices, you know, onto the platform, you know, like Crystal Beyond Labels, and Jason from the J Witt podcast, and Minister Danzel, and Celeste, and, you know, Monique Dusan. And there's been so many people that have, you know, been and come through and been a part of this. It's, you know, it's phenomenal, man. It is really, really phenomenal. And I appreciate you guys, you know, pulling up and rocking with me on a day-to-day basis, man. You know, I definitely do. The other thing that I wanted to address as well is to the Blues. When it comes to, you know, folks in the chat, I know we're going to get folks in the chat that, you know, are going to disagree, and they may be somewhat disrespectful. As long as they're not like cussing people out, let's try to refrain from censoring folks. I want this to be a bastion of free speech. I want us to have the opportunity, you know, to converse and have some civil discourse in the chat. Now, if somebody's just being blatantly outright disrespectful, they're cussing and all this other kind of stuff, yeah, go ahead and get them up out of here. But if they're just disagreeing with me or disagreeing with someone in the chat, as long as they're being respectful, let's leave them be. All right, let's leave them be. We don't want to be a place to where we're afraid of civil discourse. We don't want that to be the case, right? So let's do that. Shout out to all my blues. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate what you all do, helping to keep things peaceful in the chat and help to facilitate things, in the chat, help to share, our guests, profiles and YouTube channels and things of that nature. Obviously helping to share the channel, what do you call them? Channel sponsors and things of that nature. I appreciate you guys doing what you do, because it would be very difficult to do what I'm doing and to do what you guys are doing. It would be very, very difficult to do. And another thing, man, my cousin hit me up yesterday. I was going to church. My cousin hits me up, and he hits me up and was like, "Cuz, you didn't tell me you had a YouTube channel. I just found you." Now, if you guys know me and have been with me for a while, I'm not one to just be out here, having conversations with people about, hey, I got this YouTube channel and, I'm doing this and I talk about this. I'm not really one to do that. If people ask me, I don't have a problem, talking to them about it and things of that nature. But, it's not something that I really bring up, a lot. And especially, around family, friends, like my close friends, they know. They definitely know at this point, my close friends, and obviously everybody in my household and my kids, they know. My parents, they know now. But when I first started, I didn't tell anybody because, again, I wasn't for sure if this was going to work or not. And I know a lot of times people, they start a podcast or a channel or something, and they immediately want to tell all their friends and family. And those people, they mean well. They do. Your friends and family mean well. But a lot of times they come with the negativity, and I didn't want to hear the negativity. I did not want to hear, oh man, everybody's got one of these. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think this is going to make it. I don't know if you're going to be able to do this. I didn't want to hear it. So I chose to keep it to myself. And I'm going to tell you guys, anything that you are trying to get accomplished, anything, your business, you're trying to write a book, whatever, just do it. Don't tell folks what your plans are and what you're doing. Don't do it. Just do it. Let them find out when it's written, when the book's written. Let it find out, when you got this, whatever it is that you're attempting to do, business, whatever it is. Let them find out then. Because the reality of it is that more times than not, they're not going to help you with it. And number two, if anything, they're going to find a way to discourage you, even if they don't mean to. A lot of times they'll find a way to discourage you just out of love because they're afraid for you, because they are afraid. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that. So when my cousin hits me up and he's like, oh man, I didn't know you had this. And I was like, man, I appreciate you. One, just reaching out to me because he does have my number. And two, he was like, hey man, I appreciate what you're doing. It's good to know that, hey, there's somebody else in the family that thinks and looks at this the way that I do. And that made me feel good. And there's been other family members that have hit me up, over this, almost 2 years that have hit me up and have said similar things, right? They've said similar things. Man, we found you. Why didn't you tell us? I was like, I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't even tell, my parents didn't even find out. I didn't tell them either. My cousin actually, who watches the channel, who used to watch the channel, he actually passed away recently, God rest his soul. But he told my mom, and my mom reached out, she's like, why didn't you tell me you had this going on? I was like, because I didn't want to tell anybody. I just wanted to do it. And if it's successful, the word will get out anyway. Right? So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. And, if you get any advice from me today, hey, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your dreams are, whatever business is, whatever it is, you want to go to college, whatever it is, you want to get a trade, whatever that is, just do it. You don't need to tell anybody, just do it. Pray about it, put it in God's hands, go work and get it done. Simple as that. Because a lot of times, man, your friends and family, man, either they'll hate on you or they'll discourage you early on. And early on in that process, you need all the upliftment you can get. You don't need any discouragement. You really don't. So, hey, keep that stuff to yourself, man, and just go put the work in. And with that being said, I want to make sure I show some love to my folks in the chat. I want to show some love to my folks in the chat. Shout out to Lori Addison. First person in the chat this morning says, happy Monday, Wise and ARP family. Hope everyone had a great weekend, but please be sure to hit the like button on the way in. So if you have not hit that like button, please hit the like button for me. We today, right now, we have 418 people in here. I think 419 on, we have 419 on YouTube. We have another 4 additional people out there on X watching the channel. And shout out to my folks on X and checking us out. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if you guys have the ability to hit the like button, but if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button for me. Please do so. A couple super chats I want to read as well. Shout out to my brother Malachi. Shout out to you. Happy Monday, Wise. I'm going back to Rise Mushroom Coffee. Greetings from Peoria, Illinois. Shout out to you, man. I don't like Rise. I don't want to badmouth Rise either, but I don't really care for it. I don't care for Rise. I actually drank 10 mushroom coffee. I like that better. Shout out to Malachi with the $20 super chat super sticker. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Shout out to Renee Suzanne, gifting 5 ARP family memberships. Thank you, Renee Suzanne. God bless Malachi and Renee Suzanne for supporting the channel early this morning. Thank you guys, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. All righty. Let's see who else we got up in here in the chat early this morning. And I know we're already 16 minutes in. We got to get to the show, but I want to make sure I show some love. What's up, Marla? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Zephyr K9. What's going on? Omega X, grace and peace to you as well. Thank you very much for pulling up. What's up, Kevin Caldwell? What's going on, Hunter? Shout out to my brother Hunter, man. Lil youngin, but hey, Hunter's got an old soul, man. He does. He's got an old soul. Always comes through with the Bible verse to help get things kicked off this morning. Shout out to you, Hunter. This is from Romans chapter 8, verse 11, and it goes like, and if the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because of his spirit who lives in you. Thank you, Hunter. That's Romans chapter 8, verse 11. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, Hadassah? How you doing this morning? E. Hines in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. What up, Donald Lovejoy? What's going on? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Cool Ramon? We got Scott Jung in the building. It's good to see you, man. It's been a little bit. I don't think I've seen you up in here in a little bit. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Bart Blake in the building. Shout out to you. Hey, Blues, if we could get a like count check, that would be phenomenal. What up, David Harrell? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's going on, Nelly? How you doing this morning? Lenny in the building. Shout out to Kenny Cooper at the crib out there in Georgia. So are you off this week or you just off today and you'll be back out on the road in the next day or so? Appreciate you pulling up this morning, brother. All right. Who else we got up in here? We got War Machine in the building. What's going on, Angela Montgomery? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. You have a blessed morning as well. Appreciate you. What up, Chucker Kersey? Appreciate you pulling up. What's going on, AI? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate you. We got LHF Guardian Rob in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, we got Renee's birthday as well. Okay. Shout out to Renee Suzanne. Happy birthday to you. The big 5'5". Okay. Cinco. Happy birthday to you, Renee Suzanne. Thank you very much for pulling up and being a blue and doing what you do. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your day today. I'm sure the hubby is going to take really good care of you. I'm for certain of it. I am for certain of it. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. All right. Who else we got up in here? What's up, Marcy Richards? Appreciate you pulling up. David Harrell in the building. Shout out. Y'all make sure y'all show love to Renee Suzanne in the chat. I see it already happening, but y'all make sure y'all wish her a happy birthday. I also believe it's RJ Hudson's birthday as well. If not today, or maybe it was over the weekend. When I see it, I'll throw it out there. What's up, Chisaxi? How's it going this morning? What's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. What's going on? How do you say this? Is it Dione? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Carol Reyes? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you. What up, LJ Taylor? I know you had to go in there talking about some Texans. Come on now. Come on now. I thought you was a Cowboys fan anyway. Now, y'all could brag about that. Cowboys got a big win yesterday. What's up, Keywan Lynette? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you pulling up. Who else we got up in here this morning? We're going to get things kicked off, guys. We got Toy Mafia in the building. Shout out to you. What's up, Ed? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. All right. We're going to get things started here in a quick second. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got Papa Dodd in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. We got ER Hawk in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Amber Young, what's going on? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. I know we got a lot of October babies up in here. What's up, Jane Facto? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Yuck 2.0 in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Mr. Largy in the building. Shout out to you. Queens, New York in the house. Okay. Appreciate you pulling up. And y'all better stay away from that daggone Mountain Dew. What up, HK? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Welsh in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Jess Major, what's going on? Jennifer Boswell, what's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. Manolo, appreciate you pulling up. Sandra, appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Mark Galvin? How's it going, man? Appreciate you pulling up. DJ Chocolate TX, okay. I see you. What up, Gracie? Tracy, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Daniel Stitt in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you, LJ. What's up, Amethyst Angel? How you doing this morning? Are you still licking the wounds from that Jeopardy beating the other day? We got Charles in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Leslie Aaron? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Billy W in the building. What's up, Kim? How's it going? Jesus is my rock. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dead by Dawn. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All right, who else we got up in here? Robert Dalton in the building. Elijah Burnett in the building. Jane Cavender in the building. Shout out to you. D. Surrey in the house. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Janet Guerrero? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All right. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up this morning. Hit that like button for me if you have not done so already. Hit the like button. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated as well. Or, you know, if you have any questions or want to add anything to the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. Shout out to Eric Plummer supporting the channel via Cash App. And shout out to everybody that support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee, man. Thank you guys very much as well for supporting the channel, man. You guys do not understand how much it means to me, you know, that you guys support me in that manner. Thank you guys very much. And before we get things kicked off, I want to let everybody know that today's show is brought to you by our sponsor, Chapter. So, you know, if you or someone that you know or that you love is on Medicare or maybe getting ready to be on Medicare, they need to hear this message, man. They need to hear this message. All right. The Department of Justice, they just filed a massive fraud complaint against 3 of the biggest Medicare brokers in the United States. They weren't helping seniors. They were basically just steering them into bad plans just to pocket the kickbacks. And today, that's why I want to recommend Chapter. Was founded by families who lived through the scam. Chapter searches every plan nationwide to find the ones that truly is right for you or your loved one. No kickbacks, no pressure. This is just honest help. Honest help. And it's completely free. They've already saved the average senior over $1,000 a year. So if you know anyone, if it's you, if it's a loved one, if you know someone that is trying to navigate and make sure that they're in the right Medicare plan, reach out to Chapter today, 504-506-0860. Reach out to them today. Do not risk your health or your money. Y'all make sure y'all call them today. All right. Shout out to Chapter, man. Shout out to Chapter for sponsoring today's show. I appreciate them, man. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all reach out to them. Give them a call. Give them a call. Give them a call. This is also pinned in the description box as well. So if you didn't get the number, make sure you go and check them out there. All right. All righty. Without further ado, hit the like button for me if you haven't done so already. And we are going to get the show started. God bless each and every one of you guys, man. So without further ado, let's get going.
Clashing with federal agents in Chicago as ICE steps up President Trump's immigration crackdown. Agents and demonstrators pushing and shoving outside an ICE facility just outside the city this morning, and it appears some of the protesters were actually detained. That clash started shortly after Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino were seen on the building's roof with armed agents and a production crew.
Alrighty, so we got to talk about it, man. And before we go, I want to make sure, actually, let me see if I can move this real quick. Hold up. Y'all see the shirt, right? Pray, don't worry. Y'all see the shirt. Go get you one. Merch in the link below. It's down there. Go get you one. I'm probably for the next couple of days will be rocking shirts because my stuff finally came in. Praise the Lord. But as you can see it, pray, don't worry. This has been a motto of this channel almost since its inception. Almost. And we got the t-shirts. We also got the hoodies. And yeah. This right here will give you an opportunity to minister to some folks out there in the streets. Because when people see this, they're going to ask you, where did you get this? And the new ones actually have the verse, right? Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7, it actually has the verse. So this is going to elicit some conversation. It definitely is. It's going to elicit some conversation. It's going to give you an opportunity to minister. It's going to give you an opportunity to, to disciple some folks. It definitely is. So go get you one of these. Go get you one of these today. Well, it's hoodie season too. Hoodie season is right around the corner. So yeah, so we right there. But appreciate you guys, man. Everybody that has already supported the channel, and hooked yourself up with one, or maybe you bought yourself one, bought some family members one. The holiday season's coming around, and I'm not saying that that's the only reason why you should buy gifts. That's not the only reason, right? That's not the only reason. But let's talk about it real fast, man, because a major Supreme Court ruling just dropped over the weekend. I'm sure you guys have heard about it already, and it's huge. It's a huge win for those of us with common sense. And it's a huge win for common sense immigration enforcement, right? The High Court, they cleared the way for the president and the administration to end the temporary legal protections for over 300,000 Venezuelan migrants, blocking a lower court's attempt to stop it. Now, we got to have a quick rewind for a quick second. All right. The TPS, or temporary protected status, was created in 1990 for people fleeing wars or disasters, allowing them to live and work here for up to 18 months. But under Joe Biden and the Biden administration, Venezuela, they got that designation in 2021, and suddenly hundreds of thousands were here indefinitely. The Trump team, they saw it differently, though. This isn't about compassion, but it was a backdoor amnesty, draining sanctuary cities that are already on the brink. A San Francisco judge, they tried to reverse the move, but the Supreme Court stepped in and said, not so fast. Their order was brief. But the same result that we reached in May is appropriate here. Justices Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson obviously dissented. Y'all already know. They called it disruptive, but the truth is TPS was never meant to be permanent. It was never meant to be permanent. Law and order finally wins. Finally. And while the left melts down over it, Chicago erupted this weekend as protesters clashed with ICE agents, proving once again the battle over the border is far from over. This shouldn't be a thing. This should not be a thing, but it is. And, I appreciate the administration doing something about it.
That could impact the future of hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans in the U.S. under temporary protected status. The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to strip their legal protections.
The justices issued an emergency order that lasts as long as the court case continues. That order puts a lower court ruling that found the administration had wrongly ended TPS on hold. This is the second time the Supreme Court has made such a move.
Yeah, so with Trump's deportation machine revving up and voters shifting right on immigration. Voters are shifting right on immigration. Polls showing the GOP is up double digits on border security. They're grasping at straws right now. Every turn, every daggone, enforcement action, is being turned into a civil rights horror story to claw back support from their, fleeing base. People are done. They're tired. Take what happened out in Chicago this week. Think about it. Because there's a whole lot more to the story. There is a whole lot more to the story.
The horrors of what happened to the children is one thing. You also had American citizens, Black American citizens that were drugged out of their homes and detained and put through something that they should not have had to go through. And when we are having a conversation about how customary it is to detain someone, I want people to remember the historic implications of that for Black people.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what would be? Wait, let me ask you honestly. What would be the alternative to go in there and say, okay, guys?
I hate when that happens. Sorry about that, guys. Wrong video. Give me a second. Let me share this one.
We are getting new reports about a chilling and downright shocking escalation of ICE tactics against the residents of Chicago. In the middle of the night, hundreds of armed federal agents and police, backed up by riot trucks, smoke grenades, and helicopters, breached fences and busted doors in an immigration raid on an entire apartment building on the city's south side. They pulled dozens of residents from their homes and zip ties, including children, some of them without any clothes. They then held some outside for hours and dragged the others into rented vans.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face.
Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Alrighty, so ICE just raided a neighborhood, rounding up exactly the kind of people the media pretends don't exist. We're talking gang members. We're talking fentanyl traffickers. We're talking violent criminals who've dodged deportation for years. This is the kind of targeted enforcement that the president promised, and it's working. And here's the truth that nobody in legacy media will say. There are kids in that building. There are kids in that building, and they were already in danger. They were living around gang members, drug runners. That's not what I would call a safe place. I mean, it's survival, but I wouldn't call it safe. So, if a child gets temporarily detained in the process, I mean, yes, it is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but it's still better than, growing up surrounded by predators. Yet somehow the same crowd crying about traumatized kids is perfectly fine letting those same children live with the criminal element. That's not compassion. That's what I would call insanity. And instead of celebrating safer streets, the left They turned it into yet another race narrative, claiming that ICE was targeting Black Americans. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Now I got to play the clip, with these folks. You already know what time it is. Now we can go and we can play this clip here and let it play.
The horrors of what happened to the children is one thing. You also had American citizens, Black American citizens, that were drugged out of their homes and detained and put through something that they should not have had to go through. And when we are having a conversation about how customary it is to detain someone, I want people to remember the historic implications of that for Black people.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what would be? Wait, let me ask you honestly. What would be the alternative to go in there and say, okay, guys, raise your hand if you are an American citizen, and we're going to let you out of here. Do you trust people to be honest? Like, is that the alternative? Is that the alternative?
No, yeah, the alternative is for law enforcement to do their job.
Yes, that's what they're doing.
They are detaining the right people.
And how do they detain? How do they determine that? They have to see the papers.
The alternative is for law enforcement
to act
like a scalpel and not like a hatchet.
Brianna, 1 second. When you walk down the street, and so let's say hypothetically, a law enforcement person came up to you and said, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" What are you going to say?
Well, that's not the question.
No, let me ask you. If they said that to you, what would you say?
I would say yes.
Okay, and then they said, "I don't believe you. Let me put you in some zip ties."
You know what the difference is? When they're going into a hostile situation.
No, hold on a second.
Abby, you're
hold on a second.
This is where people were 37 illegal aliens
out of hundreds of people.
This is where people live, man.
Listen, I think that I'm just playing out the scenario that
they didn't
you
bust
just
the crack
described.
house.
But the scenario I'm describing is
Brianna, you just described the scenario.
Yes,
in which you say that their only choice is to detain someone, make them not free to go. Take away their freedom for however long, so that they can prove, not to take your word for it, but to prove that they are citizens. And if that happened to you, walking down the streets of New York, you would probably file a lawsuit. Would you not?
Abby, you are completely taking what I said out of context. So I will say it again. When a law enforcement official is going into a situation or an environment in which they know that there are criminal gang members in a confined environment in an apartment complex.
We have to go.
And in an apartment complex.
I don't want us to forget.
How should we differentiate between those two?
Hold on a second. I don't want us to
very real situation.
I know Abby, she can she can work your nerves, man. She can work your nerves. But let's get this straight. I don't think that this is about race. It's not. It's about the law, but it's not about race. ICE's Chicago operations targeted known criminals, MS-13 affiliates, human traffickers, and drug dealers who've been terrorizing neighborhoods for years. Most of those arrested were illegal immigrants with active deportation orders, not U.S. citizens. Now, yes, in a crowded sanctuary city, there is always a chance of confusion or chaos, but it's not racism. That's the messy reality of enforcing borders in cities that refuse to cooperate. The other thing, and I know Chicago Flip Red, they discussed this. They actually been discussing this for the better part, well over some years now, is that a lot of the illegal immigrants that they allow into the city, whose community did they put the people in? They for daggone sure didn't put them in wealthy, liberal white neighborhoods. That they didn't do. They put them in the poor demographic neighborhoods, which consisted of poor Blacks, poor Hispanics, and poor whites. That's where they put these people and said, hey, go fight it out with them for the resources. Not only did they do that, they ended up saying, hey, I know y'all are citizens and y'all need the help, but screw y'all. These people are going to get the support. We're going to give them the money. Come on now. Can we be real? I want to know why. Well, we do know that the people that lived in those neighborhoods, there are a lot of poor Black folks. There are a lot of poor Hispanic folks that are citizens that said, why are y'all sending them to our neighborhood? We need the help too. The resources that y'all are providing for them, we need those resources as well. Why are you giving them, ignoring us who have already been here? Seriously. Chicago under Lightfoot and now under Brandon Johnson has become a magnet for fugitives, draining resources and driving up crime. Draining resources and driving up crime. Meanwhile, CNN is having a meltdown, claiming that ICE used indiscriminate force and even zip-tied children. Really? It's 2025. If kids were being dragged out in cuffs, I promise you, we would have video of it everywhere. It would be on X, it would be on TikTok, it would be everywhere. I hadn't seen a clip. I haven't seen a clip yet. Not one verified clip. If they were literally dragging kids out, locking them up, zip tying them and putting them on the side of the road, we would see the video. Everybody would break their phones out. Heck, you can't do anything these days without people breaking their phone out. They won't help you, but they'll put their phone out and videotape whatever's happening to you. But you're gonna have to tell me that in 2025, children were zip tied en masse and there's no video footage? There's no video footage. There's not a Ring camera. There's not a, what do you call them? Those light post cameras. Nobody pulled up their phone and posted it on TikTok for likes, views, and follows. Nobody? Seriously, I get this. If this was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and they say, hey, this happened, but there's no video footage. Okay, we could probably get with that. But in today's age, when people go out on a date and videotape their food before they eat, really? Not one verified clip? Seriously, not one verified clip. I mean, people video everything these days. Everything. That right there in itself, in my opinion, should tell you everything. It should tell you everything that the media didn't investigate. They just ran with the narrative. And what we do know is that people will get on X, TikTok, YouTube, and a whole host of other platforms out there, and they will tell lies. And the lies will travel around the world twice before the truth ties its shoes up. And I can't remember who said it, but I'm stealing it because it's true. A lie will be faster than Usain Bolt. Seriously. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. It's hard for me to believe that something like this happened. It's hard for me to believe that this happened and we don't have any video. And I promise you, if we had the video, I would showcase it. I mean, of course, we'd have to have the children's, faces blurred and things of that nature, but we'd have to showcase and say, hey, man, this ain't right. This isn't right. This isn't how you go about doing it. But I haven't seen the video. And if somebody does have the video, please send it to me. Please send it to me. We will discuss it. I'm a firm believer in calling out the wrong. When it's wrong, man. Simple as that. But these folks chose not to investigate, and they just ran with the narrative. Trump bad, ICE cruel, migrants innocent. That's it. That's it. But here's the real issue. People pretending not to understand what's actually happening in Chicago. This didn't come out of nowhere. And once again, Black neighborhoods are caught in the crossfire. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. And that's what the folks from Chicago Philip Red and this brother right here that I'm about to pull up, that's what they were talking about. Like, why are you sending these people to Black neighborhoods? Typically, it would be poor Black neighborhoods because they didn't send them to middle-class Black neighborhoods. They sent them to poor Black neighborhoods. Why'd they do that?
See, I'm pissed off because a lot of people out there are acting like they don't understand what is actually happening in the city of Chicago in regards to the ICE raids. Let me tell you something. Black people, again, are collateral damage in this. And all the Black people that are getting mad at ICE and Donald Trump, hold on, you got to get mad at the politicians right here locally, because it was the politicians right here in your city that decided to dump the migrant issue on the black community like they do every single time. When they came across the border and checked asylum, they were able to come over into our city and get incentives like medical care, 6 months free rent, free transportation, free child care. We fed them each and every day. And those people that they were giving assistance to, they didn't go up to the north side and to the white community. All of the people out there protesting that are white, they didn't open up their doors for them, and they didn't want none of the shelters on their neighborhood. Guess where they opened up the shelters? In the black community. Those same school buildings that they shut down in 2013 that were educating black kids, they took those school buildings and they made them migrant shelters. And then they gave over $700 million to a company out in Florida to manage those shelters. They took the buildings that you've been asking for to be developed and build new housing, and they made them into migrant homes, giving them 6 months of free rent. They dumped the problem on black community like they do every single time. When it was George Floyd riots, they closed downtown and pushed people to loot into the neighborhoods because they knew that people didn't care. Where was all the people right now? They weren't in our neighborhoods helping us open up back up our businesses. They were not in our neighborhoods helping us clean up. They weren't.
Yeah, this brother cooking. I almost want to play it again. Actually, you know what? We got to play it again. We got to play it again because some of you guys didn't know that half of this even happened out there in Chicago. And it's not just Chicago.
See, I'm pissed off because a lot of people out there are acting like they don't understand what is actually happening in the city of Chicago in regards to the ICE raids. Let me tell you something. Black people, again, are collateral damage in this. And all the black people that are getting mad at ICE and Donald Trump, hold on, you got to get mad at the politicians right here locally, because it was the politicians right here in your city that decided to dump the migrant issue on the black community like they do every single time. When they came across the border and checked asylum, they were able to come over into our city and get incentives like medical care, 6 months free rent, free transportation, free child care. We fed them each and every day. And those people that they were giving assistance to, they didn't go up to the north side and to the white community. All of the people out there protesting that are white, they didn't open up their doors for them, and they didn't want none of the shelters on their neighborhood. Guess where they opened up the shelters? In the black community. Those same school buildings that they shut down in 2013 that were educating black kids, they took those school buildings and they made them migrant shelters. And then they gave over $700 million to a company out in Florida to manage those shelters. They took the buildings that you've been asking for to be developed and build new housing, and they made them into migrant homes, giving them 6 months of free rent. They dumped the problem on black community like they do every single time. When it was George Floyd riots, they closed downtown and pushed people to loot into the neighborhoods because they knew that people didn't care. Where was all the people right now? They weren't in our neighborhoods helping us open up back up our businesses. They were not in our neighborhoods helping us clean up. They weren't.
This brother cooking, because he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Everyone's blaming ICE. Everyone's blaming the president, but the real culprits are the local politicians in Chicago who created this disaster. They, on purpose, put these people, we call it what it is, they dump these illegal immigrants into black neighborhoods on purpose. The same neighborhoods that they've ignored for decades. And when these migrants crossed the border and claimed asylum, who gave them housing, food, healthcare, childcare, and transportation? Chicago Democrats. And honestly, Democrats around the country. They've done this. It's happening out in Boston. It's happening all out in California. There's not a city that these folks aren't getting the red carpet treatment in. They brought their new voter base in. And all of this on the taxpayers' dime, while they are raising your taxes. And let's be real, this isn't our fight. Black Americans didn't come here illegally. And there's no reason any black citizen should be supporting illegal immigrants getting benefits over our own homeless veterans and our own people that need the daggone help. We got seniors that are struggling right now. What are we doing? And I just find it just mind-blowing that you actually have black folks out here stomping for this. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Seriously, the hypocrisy is wild. You have white liberal enclaves with refugee welcome signs. But last I checked, they didn't open up a door in their neighborhood. Not one. I mean, dude, it is so funny, man. This is laughable, to be honest with you. Like, how many more times do these Democrats got to spit in your face, tell you exactly where their allegiance is before you say, you know what, the hell with these people? How many times? You have white liberals out there with signs that says refugees welcome, but don't you send them to our neighborhood. Do you understand how crazy this is? Seriously, that's no different than what was going on out in DC. They were upset that the president sent a task force to help clean up the crime. All of these old liberals, what they call them, towels? All these folks out there stomping like, oh, no. So basically, y'all stomping to basically eradicate black folks. But then again, hey, that is the liberal MO. That is who they are. That is who they are. When are folks going to wake up and realize that these folks ain't changed? And LS, you're right. It's not just the seniors. You got a lot of people. You got a lot of folks. TOWL, T-O-W-L. Somebody explain what that means to Cool Ramon. T-O-W-L. They're some of the worst people in the country. They're some of the worst people in the country. And the crazy part is that you got black folks on the same side of these people. How? Why? Why? You got these white liberal enclaves with refugees welcome. They're out there with their signs, but they chose not to open their doors. And the city converted old black schools into migrant shelters instead of rebuilding them for the community. 6 months of free rent, free everything, while longtime residents get absolutely nothing. That's what the brothers and sisters over there at Chicago Flips Red, that's what they've been irate about. That's why you've had so many folks at the city council meetings going off because of this. How do you continue to vote for these people at a 90% clip when they're showing you where their loyalty lies? They are telling you we have zero interest in doing a daggone thing for you. And now that ICE is finally stepping in, cleaning up the mess, targeting violent gang members tied to Trinidad Aragua, a major trafficking ring. The media is now crying a military invasion. Helicopters, flashbangs, armored trucks, they call it cruel. Even though the targets were criminals. No one's mad at the gangs, right? No one's mad at the gangs doing the stealing, killing, drug dealing, the trafficking. No one's mad at them. But they're upset with ICE for enforcing the law. And then you've got Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, on MSDNC, calling Trump's actions dangerous and a war on poor people. That's what he said out of his mouth. I'm going to share the clip with you guys, but that's what he said out of his mouth. He called it dangerous and a war on poor people. But what's really dangerous is the leadership that's been destroying these communities for decades. Honestly, the cleanup's long overdue. This is something that Pritzker, this is something that Lightfoot, this is something that Johnson should have done. They chose not to. But listen to what this fool had to say.
And more importantly, has the secretary or anyone from the Trump administration reached out to you directly, personally, asking you, or at least telling you that they're coming to town and wanting to meet with you and discuss any of this with you?
Well, first of all, she has no idea what she's talking about. The Trump administration, they are completely delusional right now. And what they are promulgating in this particular moment are not just unconstitutional measures, but they're dangerous and reckless, and it's antithetical to who we are as a nation. What I've done in the city of Chicago, I've signed 2 sweeping executive orders, one to make sure that the residents of this city know their rights and that there's real clear engagement with our law enforcement, not wearing any masks, being identifiable, and being also very clear about protecting the rights of all of our residents. The second thing is we made sure that we're protecting the right to protest. This is something that's fundamental to our democracy, the peacefully assembling of individuals to petition their government to do right by the people.
Did those people look peaceful? And he still hasn't answered the question, did the president reach out to you directly? He still hasn't answered the question.
Of this nation is something that is fundamental, and it's part of the bedrock of our nation. When it comes to black, brown, white, Asian, working class people, this president has not only been a disappointment, but again, he has worked hard to relitigate the Civil War, and we're not going to stand for it.
I didn't see anything peaceful around that. When you swing on an ICE agent, you get what you get. I don't care who you are, man, woman, don't matter. You put your hands up at an agent. You deserve to get whatever it is that comes with that. Seriously. Whatever comes with that, you deserve it. But this dude can't even answer a straight question. He can't answer a straight question. Not even the easy ones. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? I mean, if Brandon Johnson had done his job, ICE wouldn't even be in Chicago. You're the mayor of a sanctuary city. You invited thousands of illegal immigrants into struggling black neighborhoods, then cried delusion when the Fed stepped in to clean up the mess. Spare us the outrage, man. Seriously. Spare us the outrage about why not raid Beverly Hills. Everyone knows that, hey, there ain't no illegal immigrants in Beverly Hills. What? Rich liberals love to welcome migrants, but from a distance. From a distance. Y'all remember what happened out in Martha's Vineyard, right? They had those folks, they had the illegal immigrants up out of there in less than 24 hours. They were gone. So I don't want to hear, oh, why aren't they raiding Beverly Hills or some of the wealthier places? Because that's not where y'all place these people. That's not where you place these people. And that's because those folks wouldn't allow it to happen. Chicago's political class dumped these folks in black communities because they know those voters rarely push back. And then you've got the media pretending not to understand how law enforcement works. And when ICE raids a gang-controlled building, they got to secure it. Everyone inside. That standard procedure, it's not tyranny. It's not. It's not tyranny. No different than, if there was a drug operation going on in a building, whoever's in there, everybody's got to be taken care of and accounted for the safety of the officers. Nobody's shredding the Constitution. These folks are just trying to do their job. That's it. These weren't mass roundups of random people. ICE targeted specific suspects linked to violent cartels. Everyone else was temporarily detained for safety. And that's how operations work everywhere, every day. But when the president does it, when Trump does it, suddenly this is fascism. And let's be real. I'd rather be briefly inconvenienced than live next to cartel-connected gangs. That's not oppression. That's what I would call protection. What's insane is watching liberals twist themselves into moral knots defending criminals just to bash ICE and President Trump. They claim to care about black lives, but keep turning black neighborhoods into dumping grounds for illegal immigrants and gang members. There's no proof of zip-tied kids. There's no evidence of brutality, just safer streets and politicians scrambling to hide their own failures. The outrage shouldn't be at ICE, though. It should be at the people who actually created the mess in the first place, which is mayors like Lori Lightfoot, mayors like Brandon Johnson, Michelle Wu, Karen Bass. The people who said, hey, we are a sanctuary city. And then you decided that you're say, hey, we're going to bring these people in. We're not sending them to, our, middle class areas. We're not sending them to, our, upper class areas. Nah, we're going to put them into the poverty stricken areas and let them duke it out for the scraps. It's ridiculous, man. Seriously. It's ridiculous. Hit the like button for me if you haven't done so already. Let's read a couple super chats, see where we are today. All righty. Shout out to Philip, 49er Faithful. Appreciate you. Appreciate the $2 super chat as well. God is good all the time. Yes, he is all the time. God is good. Absolutely. Shout out to Queen Bee's Art Hive. Much love and many prayers. Y'all are amazing. Love the y'all. Love the y'all. Shout out to Queen Bee's Art Hive with the $2 super chat. Says, just ordered a hoodie. Excited now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Shout out to, is it Velatsko? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Pronounced that properly with the $2 super sticker. Thank you very much. And shout out to Amethyst Angel with the $5 super chat, who's waiting with bated breath for Donald John Quavius to get Soros and I'm assuming his minions for him and his administration. Donald John Quavius. Every time I hear that name cracks me up. Oh man, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you, Amethyst Angel, coming through with the $5 super chat. Donald John Quavius. Every time I hear that, I just think, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I tell you, folks will come up with some names. We love a good nickname, right? Hilarious. Someone was asking, how do you purchase merch? If you look at the, let's see. If you look at the channel, you should be, if you're on it, you should be able to find it on your mobile, or if you're on TV. On TV, it might be a little different because you're watching on TV. It might be a little different, but on your phone, you definitely see it. And on your computer, you will definitely see where you can purchase some merch at. So if one of the Blues want to help that individual out, maybe help point them in the right direction, that would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. All righty. Let's keep the show moving. Hit the like button. I'm not sure exactly where we are with the likes. I think somebody said we're at 700 likes, which is phenomenal. And, as always, man, I appreciate you guys supporting the channel as well. Shout out to all my Blues and my ARP family members. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. And obviously, if you'd like to take it a step further, obviously, you can buy your brother coffee. Cash App's in the description box. Super chat, super thanks. Greatly appreciate it. And, hey, doesn't cost you anything to hit that daggone like button. That's the number one way to support what we're doing over here, is to hit that like button. All right. So let's keep the show moving, man. Let's keep things going. So what I do want to say is this. Since we're on the topic of Democrat mismanagement, I don't know if you guys have heard this story here, but we got to talk about a story that's coming out of Baltimore. We got to talk about this, man, because this is ridiculous. It really is. And it affects us all. It really does. It affects us all. And I want to talk about, the mismanagement that is happening in, a lot of these cities. But I want to talk about a situation that this mismanagement has actually turned a bad situation to an even worse situation. So here's a story out of Baltimore that shows how sanctuary city chaos isn't the only way leftists bleed taxpayers dry. It's just one of the symptoms of a deeper rot. While Chicago's Democratic overlords are busy dumping illegal immigrants, into black neighborhoods and then crying racism when ICE shows up to clean house, out here in Maryland, they're pulling a different scam. They're pulling a different scam out here in Maryland. They're funneling millions into school funding to educate kids who don't exist on the rolls anymore. We got to get into it, man. You guys got to see this. This is outrageous. I was livid when I watched this, man. This is crazy. Check this out.
Maryland public schools right now are busy, not just educating students, but counting them. In Maryland, most of a school's funding is based on the number of students enrolled on September 30th. The students counted on that one day largely determines a school's funding the following year. But a Project Baltimore investigation is raising serious questions about that process. We've learned in 2024, taxpayers gave more than $100 million to schools to educate students who could not be found.
This is very concerning.
State Delegate Kathy Schlager represents Baltimore County. She's also a former public school teacher.
We need to do something to stop this problem.
In total, in 2024, more than 891,000 Maryland students were counted on September 30th. Throughout the year, according to the Maryland State Department of Education, there were nearly 15,000 instances of students who unenrolled in grades 7 through 12. The documented reasons students unenrolled range from illness to unemployment. But the biggest category by far is whereabouts unknown. Look at that number. There were nearly 11,000 instances of students who were unenrolled because the school could not find them. But since most of the students were enrolled on paper on September 30th, the schools received your money to educate them for the entire year.
They don't even know where these kids are. Are they safe? Are there safety risks for these kids? Is it fraud?
According to state data, Maryland schools in 2024 received nearly $20,000 per student. According to the Maryland State Department of Education, out of the nearly 11,000 whereabouts unknown designations, more than 8,400 of those students were funded, meaning local and state taxpayers gave public schools statewide an estimated $168 million in just 1 year to educate students whose whereabouts were unknown, and that amount does not include federal funding.
It's unacceptable.
$168 million. That's a lot of bread. That is a lot of money. This is insane. This is insane. Taxpayers in Maryland handed over hundreds of millions of dollars in 2024 for public schools to educate students that don't exist. They don't exist. Thousands of kids are missing from classroom. Nobody knows where they are, but the schools still got paid. And this exposes one of the biggest myths in America, that public schools are underfunded. It's not true. Spending has skyrocketed for decades. Education eats up more of your state budget than almost anything else. And yet, student performance keeps failing. They blame the achievement gap. I mean, you've heard it, poor or minority schools supposedly get less money because of property taxes, but courts already fixed that. States like New Jersey poured in billions after rulings like the Abbott decision. And guess what? Test scores didn't move. They didn't improve. Money isn't the problem. Money wasn't the problem. The system is, or the system was. Now or nowhere is clearer of that than Baltimore City. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Baltimore City, but Baltimore City is one of they have the most funded school district in the country. It's the most funded school district in the country. This is Baltimore City I'm talking about. And yet, they have crumbling buildings, failing grades, and now phantom students. Not to mention the superintendent makes almost $400,000. The superintendent of Baltimore City Schools is one of the highest paid superintendents in the country. They're almost at, if I'm not mistaken, with total package, I heard at one point that it was like upwards of about $500,000 when you look at the total package. And it's one of the worst school districts in the country. They had kids listed on rosters who never showed up or don't even exist. But here's how the scam works. Maryland decides funding based on a single headcount day, which is September 30th. That one snapshot determines how much money a school gets for the entire school year. So if thousands vanish after that, doesn't matter, the money stays. This is what I would call legalized fraud. And it is something that does happen nationwide. Now, I got to show some love, man, and give credit to Fox 45 Project Baltimore for exposing this. From 2019 to 2024, the number of students with unknown whereabouts climbed from about 6,000 to over 11,000. That's not a funding gap. That is what I would call a corruption gap. We're spending more and getting less and rewarding schools for students who disappeared or didn't exist at all. And until that changes, the only thing public education will keep producing is excuses. Simple as that. And this is ridiculous because heads should roll behind this. But do you guys think that anybody will take accountability for this?
For taxpayers' money to go for students that are knowingly not in the school system.
Funding missing students in Maryland is not a new problem. Project Baltimore first reported on the issue in 2021. But it is a problem that's getting much worse. In 2019, 6 years ago, the state reported 6,126 instances where students were categorized as whereabouts unknown. Every year since, the number has increased.
Why are they continuing to increase the number of students they're putting in the category of whereabouts unknown to receive funding for students that clearly do not attend school?
Following our reporting on missing students in 2021, Carroll County Delegate April Rose introduced legislation to count students 4 times a year to increase accuracy. Opponents, such as the teachers union, said the bill overcomplicates a data snapshot that is intended to ensure adequate funding for schools.
There needs to be some course correction. Last year, the Maryland General Assembly passed the largest tax increases in the history of our state. And we're being told this is for education.
After speaking with Project Baltimore, Schlega sent these letters to Rick Henry, the Maryland Inspector General for Education, and Maryland Representative Andy Harris, requesting state and federal investigations into the funding of students who cannot be located. We'll keep you posted on any response. The data tell us the number of students whose whereabouts unknown has drastically increased. But why is this happening? And should taxpayers continue to pay to educate students who cannot be found? We plan to attend Tuesday's State Board of Education meeting in Baltimore, and we will ask those questions to Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Carrie Wright. We'll keep you posted. I'm Chris Pabst, and
we might have to do a follow-up on this because that meeting is tomorrow. We might have to do a follow-up on this. Seriously, this is outrageous. Now, I live in Maryland. You guys know that. And our taxes here are outrageous. And they did just have, the largest tax increase in state history. And when I say increase, I'm talking about on everything. The tolls, you name it. Everything went up. Admissions, registration, everything went up. So, yeah, this is crazy. I need to know where my money is going. This is outrageous. I mean, this is insanity, man. It really is. It's insanity. And, some try to blame, Baltimore's missing students on crime or homicides, but that doesn't explain it all. I mean, yeah, we have a homicide problem here, in Maryland, but come on, man. It's not that many children that are, losing their lives in that manner. Not here in the city. Come on, man. Seriously? They said 11,000 missing children. I'm convinced that many of these kids, they never went to class in the first place. They didn't exist. The real issue here is accountability. The real issue here is accountability. Where's the oversight? Where's the money going? These ghost students, are just a way to justify bloated budgets and enrich the adults running this system. Because when this happens, the superintendents, your principals, all your administrators, they all get a bag. They all get big raises. The kids don't learn anything. There's no improvement there. There's no improvement there. But, this is outrageous. There was actually a simple fix proposed. Count students 4 times a year instead of once. I'd actually be with that. Average the numbers, fund accordingly. That would stop schools. That would stop schools from, dragging kids in just for one day to cash in on the head count. It sounds like common sense to me. But the teachers union, they fought it. They claimed that it would complicate things and hurt stability. Translation, it would expose how much of their funding is based on inflated numbers. Fewer fake students means fewer staff, fewer union dues, and less power. Meanwhile, Governor Wes Moore's administration is staring at a budget deficit like no other. And instead of cutting the waste, they're planning tax hikes. And think about that, man. Think about that. They'd rather take more money from taxpayers than actually fix the fraud that's happening in plain sight. This isn't just about Baltimore. This is a nationwide situation. It's a nationwide situation, man. Education has become a jobs program for adults instead of a place for kids to learn. We're spending record amounts of money while performance keeps collapsing. Our kids aren't getting smarter. The test scores aren't getting higher. We spend more money per pupil than any other country in the world, but yet the results aren't showcased in a highly educated or highly educated population of children. In my opinion, man, we're producing some of the dumbest kids that I've ever seen. Seriously. I hate to say it, man, but a lot of these kids, man, just not smart. They don't know basic things. Stuff that you would learn K through 5, they don't know it, man. It's ridiculous. Performance I can't even say it's collapsing. It has collapsed. And now we find out in some cases, the students don't even exist. It's ridiculous, man. But until we tie funding to results, not head counts, this scam is going to continue year after year, year after year. And taxpayers, unfortunately, are going to keep footing the bill. It's outrageous, man. It really is. Oh, man. This is upsetting, man. It really is. It's upsetting. But no one wants to talk about it, though. Shout out to Journey T. Zion, $2 super chat. Says, thank you for keeping me informed on such news. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And with that being said, we're going to get up out of here, man. We're going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. I thank you guys for supporting the channel and supporting what we're doing over here, man. I do, I do appreciate you guys, man. And, thank you guys for, coming and hanging out today. I think we had, at one point, upwards of 650 people here in the live stream, which is phenomenal. And I could probably, go on for another hour at least, but I don't want to hold on to you guys, for 2 hours on a Monday. For 2 hours on a Monday. Hopefully, Amethyst Angel was able to get my email address. If not, I think I do have your email address and I can just shoot you a quick message. I think I have it via Jason, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I have to double check the email. But Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate you guys for pulling up this morning. I hope you guys have a blessed day today. Enjoy the day. Enjoy today. It is Monday. We'll focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll focus on it, but hey, let's focus today. All right. So as always, man, I appreciate you guys pulling up and supporting the channel. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow, Lord willing, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right back at it. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, getting us over 500,000 subscribers. And we are continuing to move, continuing to build, continuing to grow. I tell you guys all the time, man, we're building the plane as we fly it. And shout out to all my blues, man. Thank you guys very much. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Chapter, reach out and give them a call. You know, if you have any Medicare needs and you need some help navigating that process, make sure you go over and reach out to Chapter. Give them a call, 504-506-0860. Go check them out. Go get you some merch. You see my Pray Don't Worry shirt. Go get you a hoodie. Go get you a t-shirt. You know, share it with some others. All right. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that has already purchased a hoodie or a shirt, man. I thank you guys for supporting the channel in that manner. Thank you guys very much, man. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. You guys take care, man. God bless. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the darkness live.